Is the sound on?
I think so. I hope so.
6 minutes well spent there, mate.
Yeah.
Did a good warm-up for the first half of the video.
Nice practice run.
In silence. Welcome back to the video, guys. Welcome back to the video. It's the start of the video, isn't it? Welcome back to the channel. It's Friday, and we have another grubby piece of...
metal.
Yeah. First of all, before I go on to something a bit more exciting, actually, the second half of this video is going to be quite exciting because we've learned something about these engines. But this is a 1500 diesel Peugeot lump that they put in Peugeots and the Ford Transit Connects.
Yeah, or Couriers or one of them, but they're same sort of thing.
And this is in a Courier, I do believe.
Think so.
Now this is, or started life as, a warranty job, mate.
It did.
Haven't gone on about warranties much, have we, lately?
No, not so much.
I've had some people comment on that, and it's all been positive, really. They said it's probably a good thing that we don't, in long term, keep going on about the warranty stuff. Although it was good for the algorithm with the clickbaity stuff and that, mate.
Not good. Not very good for the reputation.
Not great for
Even
business.
if it turns out not to be something we've done. If the title says warranty and this and that and the other, then it doesn't look good from the...
It looks like we're always buggering up and getting warranties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that wasn't the case. But anyway, I think what people did like about it and still do is the honesty side of it from our point of view.
Yeah.
So, but there's nothing stopping us still doing that. We're doing what we actually set out to do and what we enjoy doing, isn't it, mate? And that's the technical stuff and actually going on about engines. Still going about the business, but just not always the warranty stuff. But unfortunately, guys, this has come back under warranty. This is an engine that we did back in January of this year.
Yeah.
For a good customer of ours, a garage. At the same time, we did a 2-litre wet belt engine. That one, touch wood, is all good. But this is the 1500. So these are slightly different in respect that it's an external belt.
Yeah.
Not a wet belt.
Normal cam belt.
But there are renowned problems with these engines. And one of the biggest problems that these suffer with is what it's back for. But we're going to go on about that in the second part of the video, mate. And for the second time today, I do feel like I've got deja vu here. The Escort. So the last time this was featured in a video was last week, beginning of this week. So this is 1600 Crossflow that was slightly breathed on. I'll call it a stage 1, about 120 horsepower. What we're doing, it's going to be the first of our projects really where we actually pull a motor, build it, breathe on it and put it in the car, run it, see what it's all like and do some stuff with it, mate, and get it all on video. Yeah. That's what these projects really should be about.
Yeah.
This is the engine here. You did show that in the last video. It's sitting on there, mate. That is the block. It's a 1600 block. We've gone through it and actually this thing has been, I think we had a look at the cylinder head with the rocker cover off and it had a CTM stamp in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we could see that it had been slightly ported, but we weren't sure what was done with the bottom end. So now we pulled it apart. This thing does look like it's been done properly, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably at CTM.
Maybe. Yeah, could have done. Yeah, there was a few little things. I had a chat with Charlie and he did say that there's a few little bits that on it that they used to do when other bits weren't available. Yeah. Little tricks of the trade. But this is basically, I would say, like a bit of a stage 1 build. It's got the 1300 pistons, which has got this slightly smaller combustion bowl in it, which ups the compression. It's like a bit of a trick that they used to do. Yeah. It's got standard rod, standard crank, albeit they have been balanced. We've got a standard clutch and standard flywheel, but the head has been ported to stage 1 with standard 1300 size valves.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so fetched good power, really, from the spec of it, I would say, on twin 40s. Yeah. First thing is we did say we were just going to build this engine as it was, breathe on it, even more, and send it. Yeah. But the only problem is, mate, we had a little think about it and we come to the conclusion that what's probably going to happen here is it's going to send a rod straight out the side of the block, or the block will crack. Yeah,
and that's because they use a cast main cap. As opposed to the steel ones. Was it steel ones they
Yeah, this is the pre-711M. Yeah. So this is the one with the, what they call the NAF cast main caps. Yeah. Slightly thinner walled, so not as strong.
Not a terrible block.
No, so for how much a 711M is, they're not like the 200 blocks on the Cozzies, they're fairly cheap. Yeah. Charlie's going to supply us one. He's got one in stock anyway, so we'll just start with that. And then what we're going to do with this, we've got a crank that was out in the container that you found that's been ground already. So we've cleaned that up. We'll get a set of rods, set of 90 pistons, 1300s, balance it all, build this thing and sell it as a short motor. If anyone wants a 1600 in that sort of spec that it was before, let us know. We'll do it for cheap really, just to sort of gain a bit of the cost back, innit?
Yeah.
So that'll be for sale, that one. So with the other one, the 711M, crankshaft is it standard or it's been ground 10 thou, isn't it?
Yes, 10 under, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a few things we're going to do to that. It's got a good set of standard rods, been balanced, but we're obviously going to go through them, check them. And we've got some pistons and bits and bobs already, haven't we? That's what we're going to do with the bottom end, mate. Anyone can go out with one of these and buy a steel crank, H-section rods, forged pistons, all the bits and bobs, and it's going to work, innit? But what the idea is for us is to start out with original Crossflow parts, albeit maybe slightly uprated, and see what we can do with the thing, innit?
Yeah.
Really? So we're going to port the head out to stage 3 with large stainless valves.
Nice.
Port it out to the sort of relevant size that we need to. We're not going any bigger than plus 90. The only reason is you used to be able to get plus 120 pistons.
Cast.
In cast, yeah, but they sold out.
So you had a chat with Charlie at CTM and he reckons that you don't need a forged piston.
Not really, not to what we're revving it. It's not going to be sort of full race.
No, what did you say? The target was 8.5.
It's going to be good for up to sort of 8,000 RPM, really. But you know, if we can sort of rev it to 7.5, it will. The way we're doing it, it's going to make it more free revving, a bit more revvy than before. Before it had a mild cam, which was a bit of a torquey cam, seemed to die off later in the revs, which obviously makes a big difference because this is a 4-speed box. Makes a big difference to the speed of it. Yeah. So we thought if we make a bit of a lighter, revier engine with a camshaft that sort of works higher up in the revs, it's going to give us more speed. Yeah. Means that we don't have to put a 5-speed in it. Be great round tracks like the Chivner and that, wouldn't it? Yeah. And even on the road, fantastic. So that's the aim of it. We're going to make the thing more free revving. We're going to bring the revs up. Go for probably a bit less torque than maybe something like a 244 cam or a BLF 22, but it will have more power. So we're going for we're going to try and go for like over 150 horsepower. So we might lose a little bit of road drivability, but not really, because it will be less torque than maybe a different cam, but it will still be more torque than it is now. Oh, right. So it will be quite torquey, but just a bit more revvy and powerful. So we're hopefully going to try and go for about 30 more horsepower than it was. If we can get that or anything over that, fantastic. But it's more so for the drivability. I want the thing to rev cleanly. Right. Yeah, yeah. Because it didn't before. It seemed to struggle and felt like it was got a bit slow up the top, really. So we want to keep the 40s at the moment. Yeah. See if we can run it on that. We're going to be changing the exhaust. Maybe. Are we? Maybe. Maybe. Hang on. Maybe. Not a lot wrong with these. This is a sort of, whether it's an Ashley or what, but it's a sort of Ashley style. Goes out into 2-inch, and it's a 4 into 2 into 1. But they do a nice Simpson bunch of bananas, don't they? 4 stainless into 1. And stainless and Inconel, and it looks tricked, doesn't it, hanging off the side of that? Well, and it's what makes them sort of scream, really, isn't it? Yeah, it's a race exhaust. Yeah. And that's what this is all about, isn't it? Plus, with the porting and everything like that, it's going to help with flow, exhaust gas flow and everything. And exactly, mate. Keeping the temperature down a bit, I suppose. The cam that we are going to go for, we do think is a Burton BLF 18, sorry. Right. Slightly lower lift, longer duration, more revvy, bit more power, slightly less torque, but that's what we want to go for. Charlie's used them, he's a big fan of them, as opposed to the 234 or the 244 cam. You get slightly more lift on them, but not so much duration. But we want to go for, let's make the thing sound crazy, innit? You got to love a proper high revving engine. Yeah, we've ordered some bits. Some bits have arrived already. We've gone for the Hepalite plus 90s. These are a good piston, these. They are actually had 1300 pistons in before, but it's a slightly smaller bowl than the other ones. and it comes with the deeper pockets.
So you're sticking with the 1300
Sticking
design,
with the 1300 design, yeah, so we keep the compression up. There's going to be a few tricks that we do with these pistons just to change the shape of them.
Yeah.
So what I'm probably going to be doing is decking the block slightly, facing the top of these pistons and opening that bowl out a little bit, because apparently the Crossflow does prefer, in a way, it works better with the 1600 bigger bowl.
Right.
So one of the tricks that you do is open the bowl up slightly, face the piston to keep the compression up, but deck the block. So you're sort of bringing it up. And also what that does is lighten the piston.
Right, yeah.
So we are going to be lightening these pistons.
And balancing, I suppose, as
Balancing everything as we normally do, mate. We've got the competition Marla Motorsport bearings, which are slightly more expensive than any other, but they do the job. They're proven, top bearings. And we've got the ARP rod bolts, mate, to go in the standard rods.
So we're reusing those fairly beefy rods?
Yes, we've got some beefy rods in here, mate, which are the standard 1600 ones, but these are the 2737Es. Nice beefy rod.
Looks solid.
Yeah, so we're going to be obviously cleaning them up, checking the housings and doing our usual balancing.
Yes.
And everything else is just sort of clean up. We've gone for the duplex chain kit with the vernier pulley.
Yeah.
Don't know whether I ever said that.
I think you did.
And a few, we'll just buy some trick covers and stuff like that. We've got a new aluminium rocker cover, which we're going to be doing something pretty funky with.
Yeah, obviously that is the one part where we're sort of spending unnecessary money, but
very necessary in a way.
It's
a statement piece, and it's what it's all about. This project.
What are you going to be doing with that rocker cover then?
I think I'll wait and I'll wait until we get it, mate, and maybe surprise them on that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Oh, here's the crank. Before we go on this subject, I've slightly semi-knife edged it. So what we do, set it in the lathe, and we just literally take some weight out of these counterweights here.
Yeah.
Just mainly, not even so much to knife edge it, but to take some weight out of this. I'm also going to be taking quite a lot of weight out of the flywheel and making the thing a bit revvy. We don't want to kill too much inertia.
No.
That's why I haven't gone full knife edge on it, but it's just took the bulk of the weight out there.
Yeah, and you obviously get the benefit of slicing through the oil a little bit better.
That's it. So when we do these on the lathe, mate, what I do is set it up one way, and I will take it out with the slide, set it up at that angle, and just take the material off there and there. Then we turn the crank over and do the same, and it takes it out of there and there.
Nice.
Easy job, really.
Yeah.
That's the crank done. Obviously, it's got to be balanced. Now moving on to this little puppy. So, the 1500 Peugeot diesel. Is it Peugeot stroke Fomoco?
Yes, I think it's Persian.
Persian Fomoco.
Peugeot, Citroen and Ford.
Really?
All in together on these. I think that's right anyway.
Okay.
It's definitely Peugeot and Ford.
So this is our first warranty engine for quite some time, mate, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And as people will have noticed, we haven't really gone on about the warranty stuff for quite a while, mate. Something we're tending to steer away from now. But this particular engine is in a little Ford Courier, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
Transit Courier or something. And it's an engine that we did in January of this year.
Yeah.
So it's done about 10, 11 months, and it's gone belly up again. We've stripped off the head, obviously, and the sump. And what have we found, mate?
So, the first thing that I checked was that obviously the cam belt on the front was all right, no strip teeth, no issues there.
Okay.
And that was all fine. I think I've got it in this. Maybe not. I think John's had it anyway, but we got a new belt, so that was fine. So then the next thing is remove this entire sort of cam assembly.
Yeah.
The Eco Blue, the wet belt engine, has a very similar setup. The only difference being you don't have these bolts, and it is literally all as one. But this one you can split in two. You can take
replace
the
cams
out.
Yeah.
I've had a look at this chain, which this is the reason it came in before.
Okay, so this is
that had let go.
So basically, we've got an external cam belt that drives one camshaft.
Yeah.
And then we've got an internal chain.
Cam to cam chain.
Yeah, cam to cam chain that drives the other chain.
And the first thing I noticed was in the top of the head. There was, well, there's only a tiny piece of it now, but there was a bigger chunk of that as well.
Okay, so that is what, a bit of that...
It's a bit of that timing guide there.
there.
My first thought was, well, that's not ideal, but surely not going to be a cause of a bigger issue.
Yeah.
But it turns out, if we spin this cam, you see on the top of this one, there's an arrow.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure the idea is you have both these arrows on the cams facing up when you put the chain on and do all of that and put the tensioner in. But as you can see, there's no arrow on this other one.
Okay, so something's moved, mate.
Yeah, and if we keep turning it, you see that the arrow is now here.
Right. So something's moved, and we are guessing that because these prefabricated sort of camshafts are all, you've got a hollow tube basically with all the lobes and even the chain pulley is all pressed on.
It's just pressed
in
on.
a jig.
So it's just held with an interference fit, I suppose.
Right.
But it's not going to be a mega tight interference, is it? Probably.
No, it's just going to be an interference. It'll be as tight as it needs to be, but not if anything has any contact.
No.
So what we find with these is, with these sort of camshafts, even if it's because everything's sort of keyless and pressed on, if it has a clang up, it can move, shift lobes.
Yeah.
So if we have a cylinder head that comes in with these type of cams and it's had a cam belt go or something, or a chain, we tend to renew the camshafts because you can't.
You can normally tell because, like, say these two lobes, one would be pushed round here, and the other one's sitting where it should be, or these two lobes and these two lobes end up facing the same way. You know something's not right there as well. Yeah. But if it's had a cam belt go or chain or whatever, then probably is a better idea to replace. What I think's happened is there was a much bigger piece of this guide lying around in here. Yeah. I reckon it's probably got caught in between the chain and the gear and held it whilst the other one is still spinning, and it's kind of just stopped it all from moving. It's like jammed it basically. Yeah, and it's basically the cam's carried on, it's shifted and moved one of these sprockets round, maybe this one. Probably that one. But what is the reason for this, mate? So, yesterday I was on the phone to the supplier that we bought. Obviously we had to buy originally loads of bits for this. We bought a cam chain kit for the cam to cam, which is this one here. So I spoke to the supplier yesterday. Yeah. And we know him quite well. We bought them, we buy a lot of stuff off them, don't we? Yeah, we do. And he, in the last 6 months, has become very educated on this particular issue. And it's nothing to do with what we've done, and it's actually nothing to do with the parts. So apparently, there's been extensive research on this particular issue. He seems to think it was Cambridge University or something was paid by the FAI who supply these chain kits to do extensive testing on the engine. What they did was try different grades of oil. They tried different soot contents and all the rest of it. And what it turns out to be is this chain actually stretches. And the chap I spoke to said that the worst he's had is a 4mm stretch on one of these chains. And wasn't that in quite a short period of time? A very short period of time on that particular engine. So the reason it breaks the pad is the chain stretches, it gets to the point where it's slack and it breaks these pads off, and in this particular instance the pad has jammed itself somewhere and shifted the lobe, so we're unlucky. But what causes the chain to stretch? So the research shows that the problem will be, you've got pins that go through bores, obviously, on these chain sections. It's what holds the links together. Yeah, it holds the links together. And the pins are okay, but the bore actually ovals. Right. And what causes it to do that is the soot content from like the EGR, DPF. The soot content in the oil or in the engine wears this chain, but it doesn't actually wear the bigger stuff, so it won't make any difference to the crank. Or anything just like this particular thing is. So the modifications that they did when Ford got involved with this engine, apparently in 2023, I think, they actually changed the oil grade from 030 to 530, and they also went from a 7mm to an 8mm chain. Right. So a little bit bigger chain, chunkier. Yeah, that apparently is the cause. So we've spoke to the customer. It's obviously, as far as a warranty goes, I think the warranty on the parts was out anyway, but because these 7mm chains tend to suffer more than the 8mm,
They did sort of not resolve it because you still get wear, but the 8mm chain is a lot more robust apparently. But it's probably more to do with the fact that they've changed to the 530 oil.
So I suppose the soot acts as an abrasive.
Yeah.
And shorter oil change intervals would help.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's done it in 10 months, that's within
well, this is the thing, and that's why when we get a problem like this, you can fix it, fine. But is it going to do it again in another 6 to 10 months?
Well, if we didn't do the research and we just put another one of those back in, the same again, didn't tell them put the 530 in and this and the other, then it would just do the same thing.
So he did say to us, get a sample of the oil. So there was enough oil in this sump although it had been drained. And sure enough, he said that's exactly how it will be. It's like a bit gloopy.
Yeah.
And a bit, He said that if you sent that off for analysis, which we probably will do just out of curiosity, that will probably have a massive soot content, and that's what's doing it. So if any of you guys have one of these or are involved in repairing them or servicing them or anything like that, bear that in mind, do your own work. They do recommend, especially on the earlier ones, a 0.30, but you should put a 530 in, and maybe talk to the customer about converting to the 8mm chain. What is involved in the 8mm conversion will be a whole new carrier, 2 camshafts and an 8mm chain assembly.
This whole assembly is now scrap.
Well, it's scrap if you convert it to the 8mm. So that is there. So to convert to the 8mm, you're probably looking at a £1,500 to £2,000 bill. There's about £1,200 or £1,300 worth of parts. Yeah. So just bear it in mind, guys.
When you start talking about castings and everything, that's when it gets expensive.
On the latter side of the 2023, when Ford were involved, apparently they have the 8mm chains. You probably won't have the problem, but with the earlier stuff, definitely in the Peugeots, you probably will.
It's a bit of a shame, really.
So there we go, mate. I've spoke to the customer. They are glad that we made them aware of that because they get involved with this particular engine quite a lot. So they're going to change to the 530, and they've given us a go-ahead to supply all the parts, etc., to do the 8mm, and we're going to help them out on the labour.
I do believe
like that.
I do believe that our little grey van we had this engine in.
Exactly, and that was a 72 plate. Yeah. So it probably was borderline whether it was the 8 or 7. Could have been a problem down the line.
Could have been.
So there we go. That's all we got time for, mate, isn't it?
It is.
Have a lovely weekend. See you next week. Cheers.